Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dave Nichols from Tomball, Texas. runEVrun is my company and my motto and everything else. But anyway, interesting thing happened today. Not really so much that interesting, except that I always enjoy it when I have conversations with people who own electric vehicles. And so today, anyway, I went to this gathering, this meeting at Hewlett-Packard. They're having I'm not sure what the correct term for it is, a get-together for wellness. And different companies are coming out there and wanting you to go to their website and register for this benefit and that benefit. And so I'm walking around on, company time, getting health information, and stopping off all the vendors, having conversations. And I had some good conversations with some of the people. Some of them were sharing stuff with me, and I was sharing stuff with them about some stuff that I know that they didn't know. So that was all pretty cool. But anyway, after almost 3 hours of going around a circle and talking with everybody and getting all these free pens, I can always use a free pen. I was had my car over by the Hewlett-Packard charging stations. They have 4 charging stations in the parking garage, one of the parking garages for Hewlett-Packard. And of course, there's all Teslas in there, getting charged. But anyway, as I walked in there, one was leaving and another one was coming in, and the other guy was just parking. And so I recognized the one guy. His name's Wayne, and I couldn't remember his name at first, but I knew it had something to do with Batman. That's how I remembered it, So anyway, hope he's not insulted if he ever watches this, but that's how I remembered his name as Wayne. And so anyway, this other guy came out of his Tesla Model 3, and Wayne has a Tesla Model 3, and we got to talking, and they asked me how I liked my Leaf, and so that piqued my interest, and so I started talking about all the great things and the adventures I've had in it, my couple trips that I've been in on my 90-mile capacity 2015 Nissan Leaf, and we had a good old conversation. It was cool. They talked to me, I talked with them. It wasn't no, well, we drive a Tesla and you drive just an old model Nissan Leaf. Well, none of that kind of stuff. It was like, hey, you're an EV driver, I'm an EV driver. It was cool, and I enjoy conversations like that. And every chance I get, I talk about EVs to people if they'll listen to me. Sometimes I can talk forever and ever about EVs. But anyway, so today, I'm out here at, I don't even know what this park's called. It's Tomball Spring area. It's at the corner of 249 and Chasewood Park Drive. That's kind of close to Spring Cypress, but anyway, it's a nice park. They, to the best of my knowledge, they expanded this place a couple years ago or whatever it was and made it a lot bigger. Either that or I just didn't know how big this place was, because I always thought it was really small. But anyway, so right now I'm out here and I'm enjoying the sights and watching people fish out here. I think mostly they catch turtles. But anyway, I'm going to sit there and give you a little picture of my surroundings right here. Anyway, this is one part of the park. It's near a parking lot. But this little water right out here is just a little thumb or a little inlet of this whole big, I call it, well, it's a man-made lake, There's a dock right there, and I've seen people fish off of it. And there's a guy over there on the other side. He's walking or fishing. I don't know what he's doing. But anyway, all this water you see right here is just a small part of it. So if you've never actually taken a walk, you can walk around this whole lake man-made lake. It's about 2 miles around, and it's pretty nice. One of these days I'm going to buy a kayak and just come out here and kayak, you know, on weekends, Saturday, at least on a Saturday morning or something. But it's pretty nice. I like this here. Later on, I think I'll take a walk back in this trail right here. I'm not sure where it goes. I have an idea, but never walked it. But anyway, it's pretty nice, calm. If you listen just for a second, you can hear all that traffic. Anyway, that's 249. That's all the cars going by. So you know, think about all that noise that you hear, and then think of how. And I'm like, you know, quarter mile, half mile from 249 where I'm sitting, and just think if all the cars were electric cars, you wouldn't have all that noise. You know, you'd have silence. You know, maybe just the sound of rubber meeting the road and things like that. But, you know, as it is, sadly, here I am out in this park, and I can barely hear the birds chirping for all the cars that are going by. Anyway, now I'm going to get on with the major content of this video. So anyway, there you go. That's a little look at the area where I'm sitting. Pretty nice, relatively peaceful and quiet. I just met some guy. He had a little miniature. It's like a little dachshund, but it's like a long-haired dachshund or dachshund, I think is the correct name. But anyway, so I got a few things I want to talk about here. I've got my notes and all that stuff. It's not one particular subject this time. It's kind of a little plethora of all-around information. But, you know, and I've seen more and more of this, and people are always talking about, you know, hey, robots are going to take over, you know, man's job and that kind of stuff. And, you know, that's just the way technology is, and, you know, one thing comes in and one thing goes out. This technology changes after a while. You know, it's like, you know, Kodak, you know, their film and things like that. It was a big thing at one time. Now you're like, what's film? But anyway, so, but one of the things I wanted to talk about is that, you know, we all hear about, you know, driverless Teslas and how cars becoming, you know, more and more automated and autopilot. It really is going to become autopilot one of these days. And so Kroger's here in the Houston, Tomball area, if you want, there's a couple places where they're actually going complete robot delivery service. And there's an area which is called the Maryland store. It's in zip code 77401 and 77096. And in these two areas right here, you can have food delivered to your house with it actually has a driver a person inside the car, but he's not driving. It's fully automatic and it drives. It doesn't go real fast, it's kind of slow, but it will deliver your food. And this is at the Maryland store in those two zip codes, 77401 and 77096. You can go to the website for Kroger's and order whatever you want to order, and they will bring it out to you. And the charge is $5.95. Other delivery people will charge probably double that or maybe more and things like that, but with this service it's $5.95. And exciting news for those who live in zip code 005 and 77025. Coming soon to those two zip codes will be driverless automated delivery service. Okay, but that's in the near future. Okay, so next thing I want to talk about was, and I want to give a big push up to the mayor of Houston, and don't get me to lying about his name. because I don't remember his name. I think it's Porter or Parker. First name is Sylvester, I believe. Anyway, mayor of Houston, okay? And I know there's some controversy about him, and he's been in the news lately for some negative issues. But I'm not here to address those negative issues because I don't really know much about him. You know, if he's guilty, he's guilty. But what I want to do is give a big push-up, good, you know, attaboy, and way to go, Mayor Houston, because he's doing something positive for Houston, for the world, and you and me and everybody else, and that is that he's trying to bring about more awareness of electric vehicles, okay? He realizes that there is a climate crisis, and he realizes that the air in Houston is filthy dirty. It's polluted. And if you ever go around Houston, you can see it, you can taste it, you can smell it, you know. It's dirty, and it's a problem. And the mayor of Houston is trying to bring into awareness this to people, to everybody. You know, if you already drive an EV, then you know about this. But if you don't, you know, listen to this and go check it out, because there is an issue, and he's bringing it, you know, to the awareness. And I urge you to go onto YouTube and watch the different videos about electric vehicles, the Teslas, the Nissan Leafs, the BMWs, the Rivians, you know, the Audis, Porsche, even Toyota's kind of sort of starting to get into the game, but not too much here in America. But, you know, go research it, man, because more and more people, the cars are coming out, and this is what we need. We don't need to be, you know, I'm getting on my soapbox a little bit here, but we don't need to be driving these gas and oil vehicles. It's killing us. Okay, we can't wait until another 30, 40 years to start doing something. We need to do it now. Okay, so I want to give a big push up to the mayor of Houston for doing something. I'm doing my part, or doing part of what I could be doing, and I've got a few ants around here. But anyway, so that's the mayor. Okay, if you see the mayor, shake his hand and say, "Thanks, Mayor, for showing some interest. Thanks, Mayor, for doing your part, or part of your part." You know, which leads me to another thing that I started to do, and that is, I was in the other park where I exercise, Meyer Park, over down the road a little bit on Cypresswood Drive, and I was in there one day, and I don't remember if I talked about this on a video or not, but anyway, I was talking to this police officer about, you know, getting electric vehicles in the police force, and how it'd be beneficial and cheaper for the city, you know, for the police department, for the city of Houston and surrounding cities. You know, it'd be cheaper to go electric. And I said, who can I talk to? Who can I sit there and try to bring some awareness? Who's in charge in these? He told me the mayor, the county, not the mayor, but the county judge. And her name is Lena Hidalgo, okay? And she's like the head honcho, the head judge. And she's the one that has the say-so. And so, hopefully, if anybody's listening, watching, bring this video to her attention. And Miss Hidalgo, if you're watching this by some strange chance, hey, please try to go electric, because people around the country are starting to go electric. There's police departments that are going electric because they realize and they state that they save money by going electric. The police officer that I talked to, the sheriff, he said, yeah, they spend a lot of money on maintenance on their vehicles. Well, an electric vehicle, there's a whole lot less maintenance, and so it would be saving Harris County a lot of money. No gas, no oil, a whole lot less maintenance. You know, maybe a few more brake pads and things like that. You know, maybe, but on a normal vehicle, normal person driving a vehicle, you know, you have less change of brake pads and things like that. But anyway, so if you know Lena Hidalgo, say something to her, please. Ask her to think about, going electric. And the funny thing was, I don't know if she actually got because I sent her an email. That's what it is. I sent her an email. I don't know if she actually read it or somebody else read it, but within a couple weeks after me sending that email, all of a sudden the mayor of Houston's talking about going electric. So I don't know if it's just coincidence or what. I don't know. It'd be nice to think that she actually read my email and actually showed some interest. So, next thing I want to do, and this is in line with that actually, like I said, there's several counties around the United States that are starting to go electric. If they haven't, their whole fleet isn't already the police force. If they're not already all electric, they're going that way. That's their goal. And so I'd like to give a shout out to Hennepin County in Minnesota. Okay. I have a little quote out of an article that I read, and I'd like to read it to you here. And it says, this is not an article, I think it was actually from like a year ago or something. But anyway, it says, after taking baby steps to convert its employee vehicle fleet to electric over the past year, Hennepin County officials have now committed to eliminating all of its gas-fueled cars. In other words, you're going to go all electric. So, Miss Hidalgo, hey, let's go all electric. Let's follow in Hennepin County's footsteps. Okay? The county's move is the latest by public and private organizations in Minnesota to create a green fleet. In other words, let's protect the world. Let's clean up our air, Let's save the world for our babies and grandchildren and stuff. The cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul, Metro Transit, and the car-sharing business Our Car are deep into the process of switching to electric vehicles. So, if they can do it and other people can do it, we can do it too. Fremont, California, their police force is starting to go electric. They've got a Tesla, and more is to come. There's a show called Now You Know with Zach and Jesse, and there's some, I don't know which city it's in or which county they're in, but they also have cities over there, counties over there, where they're starting to go electric on their vehicles, on their fleet. So hey, let's get with it, okay? So, I was going through, let's see. So I was looking at an online article, and maybe it was a YouTube video, I forget. Excuse my voice. Sometimes I talk a lot, it starts kind of going hoarse on me. But anyway, so I was reading through articles and stuff and looking, at comments and things like that. And there's this one comment from this one viewer, and these are some statistics that he had online, and I wanted to read them out to you, and then read his comment to you. And I don't have his name, so if you recognize your comment, then my apologies for not having your name, but hey, you did a good job. So it says here that when the Tesla Model 3 finally reaches full production of 5,000 cars per week, that will take a demand of approximately 100 million gallons of gas off the market per year. And the way he got to that was that you take the average miles driven per year by drivers around the United States, 12,000 miles divided by 20 miles per gallon equals 400 gallons of gas times 250,000 cars, which is equal to 100 million gallons of gas. Okay, that's a lot of gas, and it's a lot of carbon and soot and everything else and all this crap that we put in the air. Compared to the 143.37 billion gallons consumed in the U.S. in 2016, that isn't, the stuff that Tesla is talking about doesn't seem like much. Okay, it's a whole lot more than what the gas and oil cars put out. It says here, but once you get that year after year, it starts to accumulate. Then you add in the Tesla semi and the other semis that are coming out full electric, and you add that semi into the mix starting in this year, maybe next year, and then you add the Model Y, the Tesla Model Y. You're starting to, save a whole lot of pollution. You're cleaning up the air. You're reducing the carbon footprint by humongous amounts. And then when you add in the Tesla Model S and the X, and you have the Nissan Leaf and the Chevy Bolt and other plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, what this is doing is not only is it saving tons of carbon from going out into the air and where we have to breathe it, but you're also saving the world, and it takes, and what this is actually doing is reducing the amount of gas and oil that is out there that's fueling the cars. So less cars start polluting and more cars are not polluting. So hey, I push up this guy right here, I give him a big thumbs up. You're doing a good job, and I like your statistics. Okay, this ain't the first time I've said this, but some people live in a bubble, and what I mean is an intellectual bubble. They have the blinders on. They're like an ostrich with their head buried in the ground. You could have something happen right in front of you and in front of some people, and they won't see it because they're in denial. Okay, I'll probably say this more than once in different videos, but there's a crisis going on here, and there's revolutions going on, starting to go on around the world because of what's happening to our climate. Either you want to save the world so that your grandkids and their kids and et cetera, can live in a nice world, or you can not give a damn and let the world get all messed up and die. Which choice are you going to make? Okay. If you have to go in debt a little bit, go in a little debt. Drive an electric vehicle. Okay. Another thing that I've noticed, and to me is kind of ridiculous, because I personally think I know the way a lot of things are going when it comes to energy. Gas is coming out, oil is coming, going down. Production oil is going to go down. Less gas cars on the road and more electric vehicles. So why in the world would you want to sit there and put in millions of dollars into a gas station with it, when you know that it's in 10 years all new cars are going to be electric vehicles? There ain't going to be no more gas and oil cars, So why do you want to spend invest and put yourself in debt for all this money when those kind of stations are going out slowly but surely, and electric charging stations are coming in? Okay, we're getting more and more electric charging stations, and that's what we need more of, is electric charging stations. Okay, Shell, Chevron are even starting to dabble their foot in the electric charging business, and of course Tesla is all over the world, in three major countries. Other places less so, like the Antarctica, but not really. There's a lot of places that don't have it, but the major world companies, Europe, the East, the Asian continent, America, they're all over the place. CHAdeMO chargers are all over the place. Level 1, and every house has a level 1 charging in it. Every house. It's called a 110 outlet. I charge my Leaf in it every night. Okay, so let's be smart. Let's sit there and invest and make infrastructures, whether it be a mom and pop operation or a big corporation. Just, invest your money in electric charging stations, not gas fueling stations. Okay, did you know that when you go into a gas fueling station, if you never really thought about it, the gas is leaking around you all the time? Sometimes it's even, the gas is leaking right out of the hose if they're not on top of their game. But there's gas. When you're filling up, you got gas fumes all around you, and you're breathing it. And what's that gas doing? It's going into your lungs, and it's going further into your lungs, and it's getting into your veins and in your arteries, and it's traveling throughout your body. It's getting into your muscles. That's just gas fumes. That's just gas fumes, you know. And then, of course, you got these big, huge tanks of gas underneath the station. You ever seen a station blow up? Maybe on TV? Well, it's right there. There's gas right there. So, you know, let's invest in, you know, electric charging stations. And then the last thing I'd like to say is, and I think I alluded to it at the beginning of this video, is that some, you know, in certain aspects of the business world, robots are starting to actually take over some of the jobs. Like, you know, remember when if you were a janitor or a maid or whatever, you swept the floor and you mopped the floor and things like that. Well, I made a trip to the VA hospital a few months ago. I think it was to get my blood pressure taken. It was like a year ago or something like that. I was to get my blood pressure taken down there. And I'm walking through the halls, and I'm seeing, wasn't a robotic janitor, but it was a robot nevertheless. And it was delivering medication around to the different nursing stations and rooms. There was no driver, there was no person walking alongside it. It was all by itself. And I followed it up and down a couple of corridors, and it was sitting there stopping off. Nurses came out and got their meds, and the little vehicle continued on its way. And then a couple weeks ago, I'm in Walmart. And, you know, I think I've heard about this, but I'd never actually seen it. But I was in the Walmart, I believe it was Spring Cypress and 249, and that's super center right there. And it was early morning, like 4 a.m., something like that. I was on my way to work. And there's this, and I took a picture of it, took a video of it actually. There's this robot going down the aisles, and it's sitting there sucking up dirt and mopping. I'm not sure exactly which it was doing, but it was one or the other or both. The point is, no worker was operating. It was doing it by itself. Autonomous cleaning vehicle. So, you know, among the other jobs that are disappearing with, you know, new technology is janitorial jobs. Not all at once, but, you know, it's happening. So anyway, that's it with my my news briefs. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and I try to do them once a week. I'm one day late today, but today's Tuesday. I was trying to get it out yesterday, but something came up, and so I'll get it out today. Today is the 15th, Tuesday the 15th of October, and I have another video out next Monday. For all of those of you who are watching, thank you very much. I appreciate you watching. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. Don't hurt my feelings. And look at the links below. Below the description, there's a couple links. Just look at them. I actually have a Twitter account, believe it or not. And if you want to go to Twitter and make a comment or something like that, or whatever, have a continued conversation, hey, I'm all for it. So remember, have a good day. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate all of you, and run EV run.